Can you feel it? The tension in the air, the pressure building with each passing race. We're standing at the edge of what could be one of the most intense championship battles in recent F1 history. Lando Norris, the driver once dismissed as an underdog, was rewriting his story. No longer content to watch from the shadows, he's charging full throttle toward the championship title. And with the recent win in Singapore, the dynamics have changed. The question now isn't if he can challenge Max Verstappen, but how far he's willing to go to snatch victory. But there's more to this battle than just the cars on the track. It's about mind games, strategies, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. Lando knows that every second counts, every pit stop could make or break his dream. And if you think you've seen it all, buckle up. Because what's coming next will push these drivers and their teams to their absolute limits. Will Lando's determination and McLaren's newfound strength be enough to turn the tide? Stick around, because this season's not over yet, it's only getting started. Then came the strategy missteps that haunted him in Canada and Silverstone, followed by the controversial decision in Hungary, where team orders forced a position swap. These moments not only cost Lando valuable points, but also raised questions about whether McLaren could truly back him in the championship fight. In a sport where every millisecond counts, these setbacks had a massive impact, allowing Verstappen to maintain his lead. It's crucial to remember that Formula One is not just about having the fastest car on the grid. It's about seizing every opportunity, nailing every strategy, and most importantly, keeping a cool head under pressure. Despite having one of the most competitive cars, Lando's championship hopes have been clouded by a series of unfortunate events. This inconsistency has led many fans to question if the next world champion from McLaren will actually be Oscar Piastri rather than Norris. Yet, despite all the hurdles, Lando is far from admitting defeat. With the MCL 3.8 setting new standards for performance and competitiveness, Norris believes that the battle for the championship is still wide open. Initially, he dismissed the idea of chasing Verstappen, citing the gap as too large and the team's focus on the Constructors' Championship. But something changed after Singapore. The win sparked a new resolve in Lando. He now sees that the fight is not over, and the narrative of this season is still his to write. After his victory in Singapore, Lando's mindset took a noticeable turn. In his post-race interview, he confidently stated, "This is what I need to do, this is what we need to do." As a team, it was a declaration of intent, a message to his rivals that he's not backing down. McLaren, too, executed their strategy perfectly in Singapore, especially in securing Piastri a podium finish. However, Lando knows that to truly challenge Verstappen, the team must deliver this level of performance in every remaining race of the season. But it's not going to be easy. Red Bull, Ferrari, and even Mercedes are gearing up for the final sprint of the championship. Lando now faces the daunting task of outperforming Verstappen by more than 8 points per round if he wants to clinch the title. What makes the challenge even more intense is that 3 of the remaining races include sprint events, where every point could tilt the scales. The team also has to make a difficult choice: prioritize Norris over Piastri to maximize their championship chances. Meanwhile, Daniel Ricciardo played an unexpected role in Singapore by snatching the point for the fastest lap during what might be his final lap in Formula One. This move paradoxically took away Norris's chance to build a more significant lead. Yet, McLaren has a card up their sleeve: 2 strong drivers. Piastri could prove crucial in protecting Norris from Verstappen finishing second in the races to come. And let's not forget about other contenders like Leclerc, who could throw a wrench into the plans of both Norris and Verstappen, adding even more unpredictability to this thrilling saga. As things stand, Norris needs to outperform Verstappen by just over 8 points per race if he aims to capture the championship title. The inclusion of 3 sprint events in the final stretch of the season makes this task even more challenging and pivotal. Singapore already showed that McLaren has little choice but to prioritize Norris. By finishing 10 points ahead of Piastri, Lando has proven that he is McLaren's best shot at taking down Verstappen. So, the team game will need to be in full effect, with Piastri playing a supportive role to maximize Norris's points haul. But the road ahead is anything but easy. Both Red Bull and Ferrari are planning to introduce new upgrades in Austin, aiming to regain their competitive edge. However, McLaren isn't sitting idle either. They are gearing up for their own upgrade package on American soil, ready to maintain the pressure on their rivals. Even with the so-called mini DRS trick banned until Las Vegas, McLaren remains confident. They've shown their ability to dominate various types of tracks, making their car a complete package that rivals find difficult to match. Adding to the tension is the unpredictability of the remaining circuits. Las Vegas, with its low downforce nature, will especially test the team's adaptability. While Red Bull's recent shortcomings have left them playing catch-up, McLaren has smoothly integrated every upgrade into the MCL 3.8 without hitting any roadblocks. This smooth progress is one reason they've stayed in contention and maintained the gap to Verstappen. The team knows that every race, every lap, and every upgrade counts if they want to make history. The only reason Red Bull remains in the fight for the Drivers' Championship is Verstappen's relentless ability to squeeze every bit of performance out of his car. Even in races where he admitted the car was not up to par like Canada, Spain, and Silverstone, he still managed to secure key points, keeping his title hopes alive. Lando recognizes this and understands that despite the strides McLaren has made over the past few months, the team lost significant ground in the first 5 races. It was during this early phase that Verstappen dominated the grid with consecutive wins, creating a gap that Lando is now desperately trying to close. Lando recently expressed his hopes for the championship battle to go down to the wire. He admitted, "I still have a lot of points I need to catch up on, and it's not going to be easy. We're up against Red Bull and Max, one of the most dominant pairings Formula One has ever seen." Despite the challenge, there's a glimmer of optimism. Verstappen and Red Bull seem to have lost some momentum with the development of their car, the RB20. Their second-place finish in Singapore, while still impressive, was more a sigh of relief than a victory. It showed that even the most dominant car can be beaten under the right circumstances. Now, as the final races approach, McLaren has the momentum on its side. However, Red Bull isn't ready to concede just yet. They're focusing on crucial upgrades for the Austin race and beyond, hoping to reclaim their position at the top. Meanwhile, McLaren is not letting its guard down. They are continuously fine-tuning their car, ensuring it remains competitive across different track layouts. This back-and-forth struggle will be key in shaping the championship's outcome as we head into the last leg of the season. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, has been realistic about the situation. While he acknowledges the shift in momentum towards McLaren, he still believes the championship is in Verstappen's hands. Reflecting on the season so far, Stella commented, "The championship is definitely not in our control. It's still Max's to lose. This sentiment extends to the Constructors' Championship as well, where McLaren has a better grip." Nevertheless, the recent performance of their car has left them cautiously optimistic about the possibilities. Norris has urged his team to keep up their outstanding work, especially in the aerodynamic balance between the car's suspension and floor, the area where Red Bull's RB20 has struggled. The MCL 3.8 operates in a broader performance window, allowing it to save tires and give drivers the confidence they need to push hard through corners. This advantage is part of why McLaren has been so competitive lately, and it's also what they'll need to exploit fully if they want to challenge Red Bull all the way to the final race. However, having two competitive drivers like Norris and Piastri has been a double-edged sword for McLaren. While it has boosted the team's overall performance, it has also complicated Norris's quest for the championship. The team is now facing the difficult decision of whether to employ team orders more aggressively in favor of Lando. This internal dynamic adds another layer of intrigue to the championship chase, as every point matters now more than ever. And even if McLaren gets their strategy right, they still have to contend with a Red Bull team that is hungry to reclaim its dominance. One thing is certain: Red Bull is starting to feel the heat from McLaren. Even Christian Horner has openly acknowledged that the momentum has shifted. McLaren has become the new benchmark, he admitted, indicating just how serious this challenge has become. Red Bull, once the hunted, now finds itself in the unfamiliar role of the hunter. And that's not a position they want to be in, especially at this critical point in the season. The true test of this rivalry will come at tracks like Las Vegas, known for its high speed, low downforce nature. While many have speculated about McLaren's mini DRS trick being their key advantage, it's actually their innovative front-wing design that allows them to attack slower corners with unparalleled precision. This design has put the MCL 3.8 in the best possible position to navigate various types of circuits, and it's what makes them such a formidable opponent on both high and low downforce tracks. With 6 races left, Norris is brimming with newfound confidence. He knows he will be facing Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, and even Mercedes drivers in the ultimate showdown. What makes this battle even more interesting is that McLaren's car is not only quick but also reliable. They've managed to integrate upgrades seamlessly, something that other teams have struggled with. This reliability, combined with their recent performance, has turned them into the team to watch in the final rounds. As the season reaches its climax, McLaren finds itself in a position of both promise and uncertainty. From a team that once looked to be playing catch-up, they've become a serious contender, forcing Red Bull to rethink their strategy. Yet Andrea Stella remains cautious, emphasizing that despite their recent gains, the championship is still largely in Verstappen's control. "We're encouraged by our performance," he says, "but it's going to take flawless execution to make this dream a reality." Norris is fully aware of the challenges that lie ahead. He has called on the team to continue with their top-tier performance and maintain the balance they've achieved between aerodynamics and car stability. This has been the critical edge over Red Bull, whose RB20 has been plagued with issues around maintaining that balance, especially with the new car concept. The MCL38, on the other hand, operates effectively across a wider range of conditions, saving its tires and allowing drivers to attack corners with more speed and confidence. While McLaren has the momentum, having 2 competitive drivers has added complexity to their situation. Norris's reputation as the next world champion has been both helped and hindered by the presence of Piastri. Now, as the final races loom, it's clear that the team will have to make tough calls, possibly leaning into team orders to ensure Norris maximizes his points. Red Bull, though, isn't standing still. They've openly admitted to bringing new upgrades and are working relentlessly to reclaim their top spot. As we head into the final races, one thing is for sure: this championship battle will be fierce. Will Norris, with his newfound confidence and McLaren's support, be able to topple the dominant force of Verstappen and Red Bull? Or will Red Bull's experience and quick adaptation to McLaren's challenge prevail? Only time will tell. But for now, buckle up and prepare for an electrifying finish to the season. Whatever happens, the story of this season will be remembered for years to come. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're as excited as we are, make sure to click on the next video popping up on your screen now.